Good morning, everybody. Hey, Aniki. Yeah, it is. It is dark o'clock still. I don't think the sun's up yet. What time is sunrise? Let's see. Sunrise. Oh, no. It's 5 minutes past sunrise. The sun just came up. I guess it is getting lighter out. All right. Hey there, Dinosaur. Tiny Big Games. Mr. Capper, welcome back. Yeah, you guys get to watch me wake up. All right. Oh, boy. I know what I'm going to do today. I have about an hour. Yeah, I have about an hour. I'm still waking up. That was my first sip of coffee. And last night I ate a lot of processed meats and cheeses. Oh, hey Slacks. Welcome, welcome. Do you have a minute to show me how you handle the main game menu, switching between them, etc.? Yeah, I can show you that. Let's do that. That'll help me wake up. Where is it? Is it start? Here it is. Start. So first of all, I don't advocate doing it this way. I'm going to show you how I did it, but don't do it like this. You run into weird problems, and I'll tell you about those in a minute. What I recommend is if you're going to do a menu and you have a sub-menu, so like I click here and I go to options, right? It does. No, actually, that's a bad example. Oh, maybe forget what I just said. I'm thinking of a different menu. So that's the menu. Oh boy, it's early. It's just a bunch of UI controls with buttons. Pretty simple, right? I have a button for each one. That's the start button. That's the how to play button. And then each one has a signal. When it's pressed, it does a thing. Right? How to play pressed, editor pressed, user campaign pressed. Pretty simple. When you start the game, right, you push the start button. It goes to this, it just loads this new scene. Go to the campaigns, it loads that new scene. Push quit, it quits. Options goes to the options scene. How to play goes to the how to play scene. And then if you look up something like the how to play scene, it does the same thing. There's a, well, I mean, this one's a little different because it doesn't have quite the menu, but it's got this continue and back stuff. And then when you quit out of the how to play scene, it goes back to the start scene, right? So it's just loading these scenes to go back and forth between the menus. The one that's different is the options scene. And this one, I'm not sure. I'm not, this is the one I was thinking of when I was said I don't advocate doing it this way. And I'm not sure if you should do it this way or not, because there are some issues with it. And where are they all? Yeah, so I've got it divided into these like screens. So I can turn off the main screen and turn on the speedrun screen. Turn off the speedrun, get into adjust, screen controls, video, right, audio options. They're all in this one thing. They're all in this one scene. So when you're in the options screen, right, if I pick audio, it hides that first one, shows this one. Hides the first one, shows this one. Then I click back, it'll hide this one and show the first one again. Right, and this works okay. But it did take me a while to get to this point because I think at some earlier stage, I wasn't necessarily hiding this one. I was leaving it on, right? And when you do that, if the scene if you have controls underneath another thing, depending on how it's all set up over here, like there's a filter to stop mouse actions going through. But you have to kind of be careful with all these options and stuff, because if you have something underneath and like that one's there and this one's on top of it, you can still actually touch the buttons underneath, and it's confusing. And there were a lot of little bugs with that. So I ended up having to hide this and show this. I think that was the solution. It was when these underneath ones were hidden, they weren't clickable. I can't quite remember. But it's just easier to manage if they're just different scenes, you know, because then I can just switch to that scene and not have to worry about any of that stuff. And I can code them kind of in isolation. I think that's how I'd have done it if I was going to redo this. Or alternately, there's a tab. There's a tab container. And this, if you put stuff inside of it, gives you tabs along the top and, you know, does a whole thing, which is a more automatic way of kind of doing what I did here in code. And then, yeah, like somebody just said, Slacks just said, options in code serve as the pause menu. So I've got some of that too, like where you're playing the game. And you bring up the pause menu, right? So now it's loading that same options scene, but it's loading it as a child of the game. So the game is still underneath it here. And that works okay. But when you do that, you have to put in this, like, some special code. Is the game actually playing? Then do different stuff, especially when you're quitting. Yeah, so like if the game is playing, then just erase myself. Otherwise, go back to the start scene because you're at the main menu. So there's just some stuff you have to do to handle where this option screen is being loaded. I mean, the whole UI and the option screen, the pause menu and stuff, it was kind of tricky. There were a lot of little edge bugs. I wish it was simpler. I mean, partly it's my own fault because I kind of started out doing it wrong. And then I was building it as I go, and it was kind of a mess. Maybe your experience will be different, but I think if I was going to do it again, I'd do these as separate scenes. But maybe I didn't, because I realized this would be in the pause menu, and I didn't want to have to deal with loading different scenes in the pause menu. Anyway, that's the menu system. It can get complicated. I am using Godot 333, which I think is the latest stable version. Game object manages the scene and menu changes. I do have a game object, which is a singleton. And the reason I do that, let's see, where is it? Right, I've got several different singletons in here. One of them is the game object. This game object just has a bunch of just handy functions that I use. One of them is transition, which is a method to actually change the scene. And you'll notice during the scene changes, there's like a curtain that closes and opens, like that. If I go to options, right, you can see it closing and open. That's all managed by this game object. So this singleton is loaded throughout the entire game. And there's a menu, or a, what do you call it, a canvas layer, which has a texture rectangle. And this texture rectangle has a material with a shader. And the shader has this cutoff. And by animating the cutoff, it animates the curtain. Right? And because this is part of the game object and it exists no matter what scene is being loaded, the animation that's playing, this transition animation, continues playing even though the scene is changing. So halfway through, it calls this function right here, which emits a signal, and you see what's happening here. So I tell it change the scene, it starts the animation playing, and then it waits. It waits until the transition is halfway done, which is here. Then it changes the scene and continues the animation. So the scene changes right when the curtains close, and then they continue opening again. That's why I do it this way with the game object. Setting things up using tabs. Yep, that's probably the way to do it. The game object does not handle the in-game options menu, not directly, but I also have a config object which handles loading and saving all the options. And so this handles loading and saving all the different options. Make this a little bigger for you guys. All the options, all the defaults, loading and saving, and then whenever a config key is updated, you know, processing what all the side effects of that are, which are things like turning on and off VSync, changing the volume, going full screen, toggling that. This handles all those things that have to happen whenever certain config settings change. Detecting input devices. Yeah, that's what this config stuff does. And it saves it as a config file type, which is just a plain text file, easy to edit and easy to work with. Right, so hope that answered some questions for you. Close all this stuff. Let's go into making a new enemy. And I think I want to model him after this guy, so I'm just going to take this guy. And I'm going to save him as, what are we going to call him? Mobile turret. Let's call him a mobile turret. And then we're going to take his script, because I've just saved this as a new file. He's got a script though, and the script is still that old script. So I'm going to make this unique, and going to save it as mobile turret. And what else do I have in here that I might need to change? These are all subscenes, that's fine. All right. And then I want to change his entity type to mobile turret. And then I want to get him into the game editor, the level editor. And that means I need to put him in here. And I'll put him by this guy. We'll call him mobile turret, right? Same ID. This will be placeholder. This will be mobile turret. Mobile enemy defense unit. All right, let's see if it shows up. What is this? Why is that happening? Did I just run it from here? I guess I did. So there it is. There's my mobile turret. Mobile enemy defense unit. My basic turret, my mobile turret. Loading and saving works okay. He's there. He's a mobile turret. He's there. He's a regular turret. All right. All set up, ready for coding. So the key thing with these guys is I want them to move around. So, moving them around. I'm going to need a speed. I don't even know. I'm just making up numbers. I need a direction. Oops. Let's do that. Okay. Let's make this like that. What else is he going to need? I think he's going to need a raycast. Let's add a raycast. Let's have it point down. So there's some rotations going on with the sprite and stuff, so that's why X is minus 50 points down. This is positive X, this is negative X, there's rotations happening. Don't worry about it. All I need to remember is that the game is going to orient this guy correctly, so that is up and that is down. I just need to make the arrow point the right way. And then I think I'm able to do something like raycast dot get collision normal. Yes, that's what I want. So the collision normal is going to be how I get him to stick to the wall, right? So this raycast needs to collide with the world and nothing else. So it'll collide with walls below the thing and give me the collision normal. Then, let's see, what kind of object is this? It's a static body. That's fine. That's fine. You can move static bodies around. It's okay. In fact, I do it in the level editor all the time. You can just do this. It's fine. You just have to do it in the physics process. So do I have a physics process? I do. So in here, oh, this is actually interesting. I can't have him moving around in the editor. I can't have him moving around in the editor because if he moves around in the editor, when I play the game, it's going to save him in that position that he moved to. So I'm going to put the code here. If game dot is edit mode. If not game is edit mode, right? Play. Yeah. So this will be the movement code. So I only wanted to move while the game is actually playing. So let's just say his current direction is clockwise, right? His current speed is 50. We'll get a collision normal. Like that. And then we will also get a collision point. Like that. And then we will let's just move him. We'll say it's kind of tricky. Let's say if we move him clockwise, then he's going to go to his right. Yeah, he'll go to his right. So we'll say no. I want to get new position. Let's see what this... I'm still waking up, guys. Doing coding early in the morning. My brain is still fuzzy. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet. So I'm going to do this like I'm 5. Explain like I'm 5. Program like I'm 5. No, I'm just going to... I'm decomposing this, and I was trying to do it in my head, but now I'm going to do it on the screen. It'll be easier for me to understand. So I want a new position that is basically the current position plus a vector, which is that to the right, times speed times delta. Whoops. God, it would help if I did this in the right method, right? How did I even get into this set hidden? Did Did I? Hold on, I gotta look at my source control. I don't even know what I was doing there. Oh, I never committed this. But I copied it from here. Set hidden. That has to be there. You know what, just to be safe. Oh, wait. Wait. Am I in the right? Okay. Just to be safe, I think I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna copy this again. Right, it didn't change. So here's the original. Copy it in here. Change this back to mobile turret. Go to physics process. All right. All good. I'm using delta, so I'm going to take off this underscore. If you're not using a variable, Godot will complain about it. So I put an underscore because I wasn't using it. But now that I am using it, I'm going to remove the underscore because the underscore is a hint that you're not using it. And since I am, I want to remove that hint. You don't have to. I could have just done this, but it gets confusing. So the new position is the global position plus all that speed stuff, which I just deleted. So let's put that back in. Enum, direction, clockwise, anti-clockwise, var current direction equals direction dot clockwise, var constant speed equals 50. All right. Back at it. So this guy will move to the right at this speed, at that delta, and then I want to get the collision point. Why, I've got it. I've got it. Should this be point? Let's try that and see what happens. I don't think this is going to work right. Where'd he go? Disappeared. All right. Let's turn that speed way down. It's 2 pixels a second now. Still gone. I heard him shoot at me. Maybe you can't move them in physics process. No, you can. Let's just try this and see what happens. He's moving very slowly. There he goes. Okay. Y is collision point. Oops. What is this returning? The point is in the global coordinate system. The ray intersects the closest object. Oh, I didn't turn on the raycast, that's why. This, I don't know why Godot does this. When you add a raycast to the game, it's not on. It doesn't do anything. You have to click this button. Okay, I mean, it's not moving, but it's not disappearing anymore. The collision point is that point. Before it was probably returning null or something. So this isn't quite what I want, I don't think. I want it to go right. And then, let's see. Right, do something like that. And then if point is not equals to global position, then new position equals point. So as it moves, if the new collision point is not the same as where I am, then move me back to that collision point. Still not moving. Are you the right thing? Yeah, you're a mobile turret. collision point. New position. I mean, those look pretty identical. Why is it here? It's saying they're not equal, but they seem equal to me. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Is it supposed to move even when you're in firing range? I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe. We'll see. I just need to get it moving first. Hey, Javi. I don't know. I just wanted to move. Just move for me. Pop, 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 pop. So the collision point keeps being the same spot, even though the position has changed a little bit. So then it resets it. Yeah, so it's moving it by this delta, but the collision point's still the same. Just hasn't moved enough. I think I need to do a different approach to this. What I need to do is say, yeah, I think what I need to do is get rid of this guy. And then what I need to do instead is, I'm going to write some pseudocode here. I need to create a raycast query in the physics server, position the raycast where the turret wants to move to. So figure out where the turret is moving. If it's going right, then just move the raycast to the right that much. Then check collisions and normal with the raycast. So from that new position, get the collision and normal there, and then snap the turret to that new position. And I might be able to do it with the raycast. Let's see. Let's see if I can move this guy. So I would want to move him relative to where I am. So let's say new position equals current position plus that times speed times delta, right? And then I put the raycast there. Then I get the normal and the collision point. Yeah. So I've done those. Done that. and then I just need to do that. And then there's some rotation stuff I need to do as well, but I'll do that in a minute. Let's see if she moves. No, because this is having the same problem. The new position hasn't changed enough, and I'll bet the collision point. Let's do this. New position, right? But the collision point is here. It's still back in the next loop, right? Same story. It keeps moving it back. Why does it do that? Why wouldn't the collision point change a little? Maybe it's because the raycast doesn't move this physics frame. Yep, Javi, we're thinking the same thing. You think? All right, let's see. Still colliding at the old point. Still not moving. Oops. But I do think that is the problem. What if I did this? What if I did something like this? Engine dot. This bugs me about the editor too. I can type engine dot frame count, right? Get frames drawn. But if I put it in an if engine dot, it doesn't work because there's an error on this line because I haven't finished typing it yet. Annoying. Let's try it. Trying to move. Trying hard. Oh. I don't need this. It's because each frame, I keep resetting it. I'm starting from scratch each frame. So now this will update and continue moving. No, that's not quite what I want either, though. Because then that'll just keep getting bigger and bigger. I do just want it one frame ahead, right? This is hurting my brain. I mean, I think this will get it to move, but it's not going to be right. No, it doesn't even get it to move. All right, this is what happens. You get early morning coding. Hey, Shadow. Welcome. All right, let me go back to basics here. If the problem was every frame, it would reset to the global position. Next frame, it goes over. That should be okay. Delete. Explode. So it would say, wherever you are now, go to the right a little bit. Do the raycast. Right, I even had a force update here. And let's do a, what is this? What is this? I mean, I do. So I move this raycast over just a little, force it to update its transform, force it to update its raycast collisions, get those new collisions, set them. I think that should work. If it doesn't work, then I think it's something hinky going on with the raycast being in the tree, and I need to just do a live physics query and I'll convert it. I may end up doing that anyway, but let's see what happens. Still not moving. There's the new position. There's the collision point. It's still not moving. Let's try that weird. Let's try that. So every frame it's going to move this, and then every fifth frame it's going to do the raycast check. Where are normal endpoint? Where are they? Yeah, it's still acting weird. I just don't know if these do anything. Maybe there's a bug. No, I don't think so. Because the raycast cast 2 affects the shape and the direction of the raycast. But it also has a transform, so you can move it around. Right? You can do that. Oh, because it's positioned weird. It's positioned weird. See, look, I moved its Y position and it goes right. It's because of my weird rotations. That's why the collision doesn't change. It should be this. Horizontal, because of the 90-degree rotation, horizontal is on the Y-axis, not the X-axis. Same with this guy. There it goes. There it goes. And see how it's kind of trying to stick to the ball? Bye. Bye. Okay, so that kind of works. I also need to do global rotation dot equals normal dot angle question mark. It kind of turned that corner and then I got stuck on the corner. It's stuck on the corner because there's a discontinuity there and it's not sure. So maybe I do need that. I mean, this is getting a little fiddly, but maybe I do need that get frames drawn thing. So do this every fifth frame. Else, I do this every frame. So it can still get caught on corners, I think. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. How do I get it to ignore the corner? It's not that. Because even if this worked sometimes, you would still get unlucky sometimes and it would hit the corner on that fifth frame. I feel like I'm wrestling. David Fabian. Godot theme is beautiful. I like it. Yeah, I do. I do like it as well. I'm just curious what happens if I take these out. Does it still work? It does. So maybe I didn't need those at all. I'm just going to do that just in case. It's almost like I need to detect that it's hit a corner and it keeps bouncing back and forth between those two positions. Bouncing there, so I can put a breakpoint and see what's happening. New position and the collision point. 607 and 546. 607 and 535. 606, 525. It's all kind of in the same area. Doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. Look how regular it is. It's like a beat. What happens if I put it on a surface where it's more concave? Where'd you go? Let's bring this back. Oh, lordy. What happened? Normal is 0. New position is that. Collision point is 0, 0, 0. The raycast isn't here anymore? What is happening? What did I change? What did I do? That's fine. The code didn't change. I just changed the level a little bit, the level geometry. That's weird. It's going the other direction now. It's not moving at all. Not moving at all. Let's see. Let's put one here. I think these rotations are maybe what's part of the problem. Or, Oops, I keep quitting it when I just mean to go into the editor. It's just, I think the raycast, when it hits one of these corners, it gets a little confused. Because the whole rotation of the thing changes, everything changes. And depending on the slope, let's see, if I put it on this slope, it goes that way. It made it through that corner there, that concave corner, but this convex corner it can't handle. And it went the opposite direction. And I think that's partly because the collision is aimed in that direction. So I don't think this raycast 2D is working. I think I need to build a raycast in the physics server, and I'm doing that in editor. I think I need to build a raycast in the server because as the thing rotates, as the object rotates, the turret rotates, the raycast also rotates. And when the raycast is pointed, kind of angled that way, then even if I want to go that way, it's gonna offset itself, collide here, and depending on the slope, it may make it go that way anyway. I think what I need to do is do a different approach. Oh God, I think a different approach would be a lot easier too. What I need to do is, let's write down this real quick. I'm going to try a different approach. So here's the approach. Get a list of vertices on the wall I'm touching. Right? Hey! Cheers, Leonard. Hey, see Javi. Oh my God, Leonard. I mean, you and I just had the same idea at the same time. A path follow node, yeah. Yeah. So I was that's a good idea. So creating a path and a path follow node, have the wall generate those nodes. That's a great idea, because what I was thinking was get a list of vertices on the wall that I'm touching, find the nearest vertex, find the nearest vertex in the direction I want to go. Then find the slope from my current position to that position, and then move along the slope. Right? And as you get to as you reach that vertex, find the next vertex and repeat, right? And then based on the slope, I can get the normal of that slope, or the perpendicular to it, and then just have it go around it that way. And then if I do it that way, I don't need the raycast at all. But your way of doing a path might be better. I think it will be better. So let's look at my wall. So the wall does a bunch of stuff. It's got a collision shape. It has a polygon 2D shape, right, with a set of vertices. It's got a collision shape with the same set of vertices. And I could add a path, right? And this path 2D is a curve with what? How does a curve 2D work? Anyway, the path 2D could be that same set of vertices, right? And every time the vertex list changes in a wall, it does a bunch of stuff. Somewhere in here. Merge, clip, blah, blah, blah. Copy shape. Copy shape. Is that the method I want? What a weird name I gave this method. Oh, because it's okay. That kind of makes sense. Because when you change one shape, or you change the thing, it copies it to the other thing. Right? Makes the shapes all the right thing. So this would be actually the good place to do it. Would be to say, let's call this path. Path dot what? Polygon? Path dot points? Position? Path 2D has a curve, which is a curve 2D, which has, you can add points to it. In, out. Set point in, set point out. Oh, okay. So there's some math and whatever I have to do here, but basically every time this wall shape changes, I would update the path. And then what is a path 2D? What is this? This node takes its parent path 2D, returns the coordinates of a point within it, given a distance. Returns the coordinates of a point within it, given a distance from the first vertex. So you give it an offset and it just goes around. So this path follow would be a child of that. So I just need to update the path whenever the shape changes. And then I can have a helper function here on the wall itself to say, you know, give me the position. And it would return path follow 2D dot get. start something. Offset, unit offset. It just has a bunch of properties. There's no methods. How does it return the coordinates of a point within it, but none of these return a point? Hey, Grusset. Sorry I missed your comment. Yeah, I'm trying to make a thing follow a wall around the edge of a wall. And I think I found a new method. Leonard and I found a new method. Yeah. Draw a path real quick. Put your path follow node inside the path 2D so you can see how it works. That's a good idea. Because just looking at this is not completely obvious to me. The nodes must be... It's useful for making other nodes follow a path without coding the movement pattern. For that, the nodes must be children of this node. The descendant nodes will then move accordingly when setting an offset in this node. It's useful for making other nodes follow a path. Okay, so I probably don't want this, actually. Because I would have to make my little robot guys children of this, and then as you change the offset of this, it magically updates its transform. Or does it have a transform? It does. Okay. So if I have a path, if I have a path, and then my path offset is, somewhere in there. See how the transform changes? That's where I get my vector. Yeah, and it gets the rotation and the position. And those are just the two things I need to make the thingy snap. And I want it to loop. How come it's not looping? If I go to 600, yeah, it loops. Okay. Did I do that right? 600? Yeah, it just changed it. Okay, that's cool. So I can just keep increasing this forever, and it'll just keep going anti-clockwise. If I go negative, it'll go negative will go clockwise. Positive goes anti-clockwise. And it returns, it'll update the position. Okay, so this, give me the path, I just get that. And I could even have it return like something like this. Right? Something like that. So given a wall, I can have any object say, give me the position that I need for this offset. And it'll give you the global position and the global rotation, and I can snap the object to that. So in the mobile turret, it would be something like whatever the wall is. Give me the position, right? Offset. So I need a way to figure out what offset I am. Which I might be able to do. I wonder if I can do that in the wall by just saying, if I set a position here, let's say 100, 100, it doesn't change the offset. Just moved it somewhere, but it doesn't change the offset. So I need a way of transforming from a given position into an offset. Maybe. Anyway, this solution looks like it'll be better. There's no raycast query nonsense, and it'll automatically work getting around those corners. Use a path 2D. Silly. This was approach number 1. Use a raycast. Magic here. Okay. I think this will be much simpler. Or at least it'll be more reliable. This is too weird. And it feels like there's a bunch of edge cases. This, using a path 2D, that seems very reliable. And it gets right around that corner, no problem. And see how the rotation changed? Minus 147, minus 37, it's perfect. It'll be on rails. Yeah, that'll work. I think that'll work. Does the path 2D have something to get the offset from a position? I don't know. Maybe I need to experiment with that a little bit. But I think this is definitely the path that I want to go down. So, nothing to commit today. Let's see, what do we got? Well, let's put that, let's stage that. We'll stage that. We'll stage that. That's some sounds I was working on. This is probably a side effect of messing around with the menus. Yeah, we'll stage that. We'll stage that. This is messing around with the menus. This is messing around with the menus. This is messing around with the menus. This is some sound effects stuff I'm working on. I think I should stash this stuff. Can I just stash the... Can I just stash... Oh, will this stash this... No. Can you just stash the working, the unstaged stuff? Well, let's do this. Let's create a branch. Let's create a branch. Unstage. We'll create a branch. How do I create a branch from this UI? How do I? Create a new branch. Okay. Let's call this Ice Launcher Sound Effects. I probably can't have spaces in it. All right, I'm in the Ice Launcher Sound Effects branch, so then I will stage, 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 new Ice Launcher Sounds. Yep. And then I'll switch back to main. And I can stage all of this. This will be all the mobile turret stuff. Maybe I should create a new branch for this too. Yeah, let's do that. Mobile turret branch. What do I call this? Skeleton for mobile turret. This hashtag private means it won't show up in my change logs. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, perfect. So then I can check out my main branch again. Yeah, I've got these branches. Got my mobile turret branch. Lovely. I love Git. Git is great. All right. All right, that's enough for today. So I'm going to call it, guys. It is half an hour past when I wanted to stop. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. We will continue this adventure working on this thing. Probably, well, maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. We'll see. I'm kind of excited to continue working on this. So I'll see you back here then. Follow, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. If you want to find out more about the game, go to gravityace.com, all the links. And I will see you guys when I see you. Thanks for joining, everybody.